Last year, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was released to high acclaim. I've always been a fan of the Xeno series, and Chronicles 3 did not let me down. It has now been over a year and the final piece of DLC, Future Redeemed, has been released. I don't usually do DLCs as I'm usually busy playing other games, but occasionally I make an exception if it adds a decent amount of story content. Future Redeemed does not only that, but packs in a whopping 25-hour experience in brand new parts of the world. This video is going to look into what Future Redeemed is all about, and hopefully it'll convince you to give it a shot because it is absolutely worth it. Before we get into it, if you liked this review, it would help me out a lot to hit that like button and sub for more JRPG content. Also, hit that super thanks if you'd like to support the channel, and let me know what you thought about Future Redeemed or if you plan on playing it soon. Alright, let's get into it. Future Redeemed is set sometime before the events of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. The main characters Matthew and A have tasked themselves to travel around looking for city survivors. After following a signal to a skirmish between Kavesi and Agnian soldiers, Matthew and A become involved in a battle against two consuls. They also end up freeing two other soldiers from their flame clocks, Nickel and Glimmer.
You're done. No need to fight anymore. No need to take life or fear its loss.
You're not serious.
Give it a couple of days for it to sink in.
Shortly later, the party of four cross paths with two strapping older gentlemen who lead a group called the Liberators, tasked to put an end to the Mobius. So, who are these two strapping older gentlemen, you may ask? Freaking Rex and Shulk, baby! That's right, Shulk and Rex play a huge part in the story and also act as the 5th and 6th playable party members. How exactly do they fit into the story and the world of Aeonis? You'll have to play it and find out. And damn, Rex looks so badass. You would have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about right now if you haven't played Xenoblade Chronicles 3. While this DLC is a prequel, you absolutely do need to complete the main story first if you want any idea about what's going on. In fact, while not completely necessary, you're going to want to play the first two games too. It's been a while for me and I had to look quite a few things up just to keep up. Now, one of the things that the entire Xeno series can pride themselves on is their incredible stories, characters, and writing. Future Redeemed is no different. The way that it brings all three Xenoblade games together is just incredible, and if you've been keeping up with the series, this is a must play. There are so many amazing references to past games, even Xenoblade Chronicles X, which surprised the hell out of me.
I didn't ask for any of this! It was almost time for my homecoming! My comrades and I, we made it all this way! I fought so snuffing hard!
One of my biggest issues with Xenoblade 3 was the lack of incentive to explore the world. We were given an expertly crafted, beautiful looking world with tons to explore, but there was rarely anything worthwhile to find. In Future Redeemed, we still have this amazing map design, but things are different, and this is due to affinity goals. These goals fall under 6 categories and award you with affinity points as you work through them. For example, filling up your collectopedia, finding chests and other things on the map, or forming relationships with the community will all give you affinity points. Now, these affinity points are needed for you to upgrade your arts and skills. What this means is that exploration, combat, and discovery is now directly linked to increasing your character's strength. Not only this, but you also need to explore to collect items to unlock characters' accessories, arts, and gem slots. And the end result of this? The most satisfying, rewarding, addictive exploration that this series has ever seen. I can't tell you how significant this change is. It completely altered the way I explored the world. For instance, in the past I would just run past enemies. Now I wanted to fill the enemypedia by killing a certain amount of each enemy, which is indicated by a tick over their heads. If only Xenoblade 3 had this level of reward with its exploration. I'll also point out that Future Redeemed has made a number of quality of life improvements, such as showing discovered unique monsters on the map and a screen that clearly indicates each map's completion. These features are both so useful. Unfortunately, accessory management is still as bad as ever, and you'll still have way too much money than you know what to do with. Now, let's get into the combat. The outstanding battle system more or less remains the same. This time, however, your 6 characters are unable to turn into or fuse with Ouroboros. Instead, characters can pair up with one another and unleash a unity attack on the enemy. This deals extra damage when the enemy is launched, so it's important to save them for the right situation. There is still chain attacks from Xenoblade 3, but this time you can actually equip different accessories to change the chain orders or completion bonuses for each character. Aside from this extra little bit of customization, Future Redeem takes a step backwards in other customization options. There are no longer any classes or choices in arts to equip, so my party of 6 will look very similar to your party of 6. But this wasn't really an issue since the game was significantly shorter than the main title. To sum it up, if you liked the combat of the core game, then you'll feel right at home here. It is still just as intense and satisfying.
You're standing at a loss.
Future Redeemed easily goes down as one of my favourite DLCs of all time. It takes everything I loved about Xenoblade 3 and in most cases enhances it. This prequel story is awesome, and the way it ties together all of the other Xenoblade games should be reason enough to play the game. But the way that the Affinity Goals enhances every aspect of exploration by directly impacting your character's strength makes this a must play. What did you think of Future Redeemed? Did you like it as much as I did? Let me know in the comments below. This was Hellfire RPGs, thanks for watching. If you liked this video, it would help me out a lot to hit that like button and sub for more RPG content. Also, hit that super thanks if you'd like to support the channel. See you next time.
Go free.